Cancel culture strikes again. And today's victim? Dr. Seuss? Early in the 1940s, Ted Geisel, now known as Dr. Seuss, was a cartoonist for a mosquito repellent company called Flit. And on it, he did some pretty racist stuff. Like, blatantly racist. A lot of it directed towards Asians. And after seeing it, it kind of makes sense why people want to cancel him. But is that how the story ends? In 1943, he soon became a captain and would serve in World War II. Fast forward a little bit, in 1953, he then would do a 6-week tour in Japan. After learning about the circumstances that Japanese children had to endure during the war, he soon had a change of heart, and this was known to be what inspired his then work, Horton Hears a Who. Many have politically made Horton Hears a Who about pro-life, but I think it's really more about anti-racism. When reading Horton Hears a Who and looking at it from the perspective of someone who was formerly racist, having a change of heart through his experiences, the lines in the story make a little more sense. Now Horton called back to the mayor of the town, "You're safe now, don't worry, I won't let you down." So Horton pleaded the voice of the mayor, "Will you stick by us Who's while we're making repairs?" Of course, Horton answered, "Of course I will stick. I'll stick by you small folk through thin and through thick." My favorite line in this book comes at the very end when, after going out his way to prove that this town existed on his flower, the kangaroo says, "From now on, you know what I'm planning to do? From now on, I'm going to protect them with you." And the young kangaroo in her pouch said, "Me too." Is it possible that Ted was actually the kangaroo? Someone who did not value human life until he had his own personal experience. Now, I'm already iffy about this whole cancel culture thing, but if someone relents and repents of their former thinking, and more than that, now advocates for what they actually were against on a public platform, then how can we cancel them? If this is our standard of cancellation, then how do we look at forgiveness? In the Bible, we're told to forgive others as we would want to be forgiven. But maybe people don't feel like they're worth forgiveness. Maybe if your skeletons in your closet became public, you're scared that you yourself will be canceled. Maybe you've already canceled yourself. Even though you may not feel as though you're worth forgiveness, I know of a Savior who does. So before we move forward in canceling people that have done inward work to improve themselves and actually move past the hurtful things that they've done, let's start to examine ourselves so that we can grow. Because the last thing we would want to be is canceled. So in the wake of Dr. Seuss's books being removed on a large scale, I think we should really examine not only his character as he progressed, but also the message in his books. Because I feel like if we did, we might actually learn something.